Hello. Did someone say vegan bikini athlete, full day of eating, 4 weeks out from her show? The people did. That's what the people have said, and that's what I'm going to bring to you. Hello, welcome to another YouTube video. Me and my can of crack. I genuinely, like, my blood is probably made up of these now. Also, look at the fucking state of me. Like, this is how I live nowadays. Like, hold on. Joggers, big hoodie, fluffy socks. I'm so fucking cold all of the time. It's got to that stage now where I'm just like, I might do the thing where people like rewind and replay stuff zoomed in then, because I guarantee that looked really fucking stupid. So, hello YouTube, I hope you guys are doing well. If you haven't already, drop the video a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It's always really appreciated. But yeah, I'm gonna do a full day of eating for you guys today. It's a training day. I'm thereabouts 4 and a bit weeks out from my show. And so I'll show you what I'm eating. Might talk about a couple of little prep hacks along the way, but I'll just discuss kind of basically every single thing that goes into my mouth, food-wise, on prep. To be honest, there's not much otherwise that's going into my mouth at the moment.
Okay.
Obviously, every single morning, the first thing that I do is hydrate. First thing that I do is take my Hydromax, my hydration formula, and also when you wake up, after you have been, asleep, you're in a fasted state. When you wake up, you are, needing to spike up your muscle protein synthesis by ingesting some form of amino acids or protein. So of course I get my essential amino acids in first thing in the morning to get me out of that catabolic state. And then I also take my glutamine and creatine in the morning, just because, I'm already taking other stuff. I might as well chuck that in as well. So that's what I do first thing in the morning. I also make myself a coffee because at the moment I need about 3 coffees just to be able to like move. So the first coffee in the morning is like pressing my on button, and I just about wake up from that. And then after I've drank that, after I've gone through a little bit of posing practice, I go to the gym. And prior to going to the gym, I will just make myself I'll make myself up some more essential amino acids, but these ones are the intra-workout ones, the watermelon ones from HD Muscle. Of course, you guys know anything from HD Muscle you can always get with my discount code / link in the description below. 10% off, which is always fucking useful, innit? And then always take my Burn HD. Burn HD is a thermogenic agent. It is a fat burner, essentially. Helps give you a little bit of a kick up the bum, some extra caffeine. So that's what I do in the mornings. And then I tend to fast. I don't have my first meal on a training day until about like midday 1. On a non-training day, I'm pushing my meals back to almost like 2 or 3 p.m. now, to be honest, to have a much smaller eating window, because fucking hell, there's not much to eat really. But I am sipping on my very, very favourite Ultra Fiesta Monster right now, and I am due to have a posing session with Phoebe. So I'm going to drink this and then really, really reluctantly get out of my comfies and put myself in a fucking bikini and some heels to just run through things with Phoebe. So, yeah. Watch what we get up to. What will we do? I don't know, but I guess I'll just do some posing practice. Things are all good. I woke up today and I think I've got the sniffles. I think I have a cold, and I'm just like, no, like I've made it this far and everything's been fine.
Because I felt the exact same, so
like last night I woke up like 2 or 3 times because I was hungry, and I was like, fuck's sake, I just want to sleep. So we're getting there.
I just want to sleep. I'm not actually hungry. I don't want to eat. I want to sleep. But your body's like, nope, you're hungry.
Yeah.
So you're getting into that point where it's like little things like that you have to ignore, and like that mentally becomes hard. So it's just a case of taking it bit by bit, day by day, and just ticking the boxes, you know?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
But how have you found? Good, and here, and hold. Good. So we're going to hold here for 20 seconds. Good. 10 seconds in already, keep holding. And turn around and face the front. Good. Nice, better, good. Hold here again.
Okay, so that is posing with Phoebe all done and dusted. It's now 10 to 12, which means that it's food time. So I'll take you through the first meal that I have on a training day. It was a really useful session with Phoebe because I asked her, after watching a few of the Two Bros shows over the last couple of weeks, the federation that I'm competing with, I asked her to kind of talk about, you know, the show day process, walking onto stage, comparisons, standing at the side, just the instructions. Like, you don't realise how many instructions you are told, and you really need to keep your fucking ear listening out for those instructions to do what is appropriate, and just how to make sure that you're presenting yourself best, even when you're not, even when you think you might not be being judged, you are to the side of the stage, and you know, you're probably still needing to hold everything as perfectly as possible because you will still be getting looked at. So yeah, we were talking about all of that, and I'm going to start practicing more of like the show day scenario as I keep going through this next month. So yeah, that was really useful. Anyway, enough fucking chatting shit. I'm hungry. Let's go eat some food. Meal number 1 is my meal which is highest in volume yet lowest in carbs. The reason being is because I train kind of after 5 p.m. evening time towards the end of the day, which means that I drip feed higher carbohydrates throughout the day closer to when I train. Carbs are your primary predominant fuel source for energy, and so you're going to want to prioritize those around your training. It's now midday. If I'm not training for another 5 hours, there is no point in me having a huge amount of carbs now when I'm not going to be utilizing them as best. And it is at that point now where every single fucking gram of carbs counts. So the meal that I'm going to be having is kind of like a salad with some protein, like some mock meat. And I'm also going to be having like a yogurt jelly dessert kind of thing. So because I'm quite hungry at this point in the day, I like to have something savory and sweet, and I'll kind of split this so it almost feels like 2 meals, even though it's not, it's just one. I count it as one. But yeah, there's a little bit of the kind of method behind why I'm structuring my meals as I will be throughout the day, and you'll see from now on the meals that I eat during the day will become slightly higher in carbs. So I'm using like a mock meat for this salad. These are the tenderless beefless pieces from Alt, a meat-free marvel. I haven't tried these yet, but I have tried the chicken bits and they're pretty good. You'll see the macros on these, like the fat is really low. Let me kind of flip it around to the back. So per 100 grams, it's 26 grams of protein, carbs are around 6 and fats around 3 grams. So these are really good. Largely also comes from rehydrated soya protein. This is important because soy is a complete protein. It's a complete plant protein. So it does have all of those essential amino acids which we need to trigger muscle protein synthesis. I'm very particular when I choose mock meats because I need to make sure that they are good quality or the best quality that I can get as a vegan. And I'm not just having something which doesn't have a complete amino acid profile. Part 1 of meal number 1 is literally just, it's just some fucking vegetables and some pretend meat. Let me try this beef though. Let me see if it's actually, it's better than the chicken, that's for sure. At this point, as a vegan on prep, do not trust me. Like, what I tell you is going to taste good right now, I could probably lick my fucking asshole and tell you that it tastes good. So maybe it does, who knows. Even so, I'm gonna eat this, and then I'll catch you back for when I make part 2 of meal number 1. So the sweet part of meal number 1, we go in with some Outpro plain, no sugars yogurt. This is much lower in carbs compared to the normal soy yogurts. So I have about half a pot of this, I think. So I just measure that out, and obviously to bump up the protein content, I go in with some Raw Sport plant protein and BCAAs. This is my favorite brand. I have explained it a few times before, but they just have a whole amino acid profile that is complete, which is really important as a vegan. Then obviously I've got to sweeten this up a little bit, so I go in with my flavor drops. These ones are the marzipan ones. Oh my goodness, so good when you've got this with something like raspberry or strawberry based. So yeah, I just add some of that in, and then yeah, literally just get to whisking it all up so it's nice and smooth, and just get that lumpy bumpy texture out of it. Just, you know, do the do. You've got to put the hard work in to get a nice smooth dessert. Then I go in with a 10 cal jelly. Shock, more sweetened stuff that doesn't have much calories in it. So that's just to kind of bump up the volume, give me something more to enjoy. And as well as that, I do go in with some frozen strawberries. I prefer this usually with frozen cherries, but I didn't have any, so I'm going to go in with some frozen strawberries for this one. So fruit, yogurt, jelly, and of course I get to have one singular rice cake with this meal, caramel rice cake, and of course there is not enough fake sweetness in this, so I have to just go in with my toasted marshmallow Skinny Foods syrup. Yeah, leave me alone, okay? I just want to taste something nowadays. It doesn't have to have much in it, but yeah, also don't look at it. It looks a bit suspicious, to be honest, doesn't it? It's just not, it's not very nice looking. But yeah, that's the finished product. That is part 2 of meal number 1. So, you've just seen meal 1, went down an absolute fucking treat. Now I just need to sit and do work. I'm going to sit and do some work. I'm probably going to have a decaf coffee because it tricks me into thinking that I'm drinking caffeine, which tricks me into thinking that I have energy. I've got lots of clients to respond to, about 7,000 social media messages to respond to, and also I need to do a little bit of number crunching for the accountant, so I'm going to use my 3 brain cells to power on with some work. I actually have got the day off work today. It was Bank Holiday Monday yesterday, so I booked an extra day off because, I mean, fucking hell, that's the other thing that I don't think I've really discussed being on prep, is if you are someone who has a full-time job, mate, you're gonna want to make sure that you're kind of like giving yourself as much time off as you can at certain points throughout it, because it will accumulate and it will build up and it will get exhausting. Plus I also have my own business to run, so a day off is never a day off for me. So any kind of extra little bit of time that I can get for myself is massively appreciated, or just to be able to work on the business instead means that I probably don't have to work as late, and so I can get some sleep. Anyway, I'm gonna stop chatting shit and get on with my work. Okay, time for meal number 2. So this is so simple. I've literally just got some Linda McCartney sausages and a bagel thin with some no added sugar, no salt ketchup. These are the ones that I've got, the Linda's ones. They're about 21 grams of protein for those 3. I know I'm being a dickhead by not bothering to make any veg or anything to go on the side of this, which would increase the volume. Volume is important, but also veg and micronutrients are more important. So I'm just gonna have some greens on the side because I actually really can't be asked to. I literally don't have anything, to be honest, in the fridge. I ain't lying to you. I don't have anything in the fridge aside from iceberg lettuce and tomatoes, which I've already had. So yeah, I need to go and get some more veg in. But yeah, this is a really exciting meal number 2. It's fucking disgusting every single fucking time, man. Ugh. Okay, so meal number 3 is pretty much a replica of what I had for the kind of yogurt part of meal number 1 of the day. It's just got slightly higher carbs in. And by higher carbs, I mean I've got an extra rice cake. Not 1 rice cake this time, but I've got a whole 2 rice cakes to enjoy.
Oh, don't cry, are you?
So I'm not going to bore you with showing you how I make it. I'm just going to make it and then show you the final product. Okay, so here it is. We've literally just got yogurt with protein powder mixed in, some strawberries and 2 rice cakes with a little bit of the skinny food syrup on top. One thing I've forgotten about actually, always a little bit of salt in your pre-workout meal in order to try and get any form of fucking pump that you can get when you're on prep. People are going to think this is weird, but also helps with cellular hydration, very important. And of course, we can't forget the anabolic baby Snoopy spoon for extra gains. So, the pre-workout meal has been scrammed. That disappeared. I just get sad when I finish my food now. Anyway, so while that's digesting, I thought I'd run through a few things. Just like prep update in terms of like how things have changed recently. And also I wanted to talk about hacks, diet hacks / prep hacks, which I've actually implemented today, but you might have not really kind of paid attention to them. So I'm just going to highlight them to you. Prior to going into that though, I've just had a delivery. I know you nosy fucks love seeing what I get. So, as I've mentioned earlier in the vlog, I'm freezing all the time. I'm honestly cold all the time. So, I ordered from like ASOS, like I think like 4 or 5 pairs of joggers, and they're so comfy, they feel like clouds. Like, I'm wearing the Adidas Originals ones now. And I was just like, I need more. So I've ordered more. So I've got the same ones that I'm wearing now, but in black. These ones are really nice. Very comfy. So these are exactly the same, but in black. And then I've ordered these ones from Misguided. The real test though, is are they fuzzy inside? Oh yes. Look. Look at that beautiful fuzzy material. I just think for like doing cardio and for upper body days, on prep you're so cold just due to lack of body fat, and also I wear my waist trainer and it's actually really difficult to wear like tight banded leggings on your, it's not a waist trainer, it's a sweat belt. I'm gonna correct myself there. I wear my sweat belt and it's really difficult to kind of drag your tight leggings over it. So I find that joggers first thing in the morning, especially when you've woken up to go and do cardio, it's just like, it feels like you're still like in a bit of a blanket. So buzzing about these. Anyway, so prep update. So cardio is now at 300 calories per day. I do that first thing in the morning, fasted on the Stairmaster. It takes me about 30 to 35 minutes depending on what my heart rate feels like doing that day. I try and keep my heart rate between like 130, 140 beats per minute. Tends to be around level 6, but it depends what Stairmaster I use, to be honest. So that is cardio. Food was dropped as of Friday. It is now Tuesday the 4th of May. So food was dropped on Friday, and I'll be honest, the past couple of days I've really felt that drop in food, just in terms of within me, in terms of like how I'm feeling within my body, and also my hunger. Yeah, definitely feeling that. I am still checking in with Danny 3 times a week as of this week, but next week we're going to daily check-ins. You definitely want your coach keeping a closer eye on you as things get tougher, and also as, you know, it starts to ramp up closer to the time of you getting onto stage, because it's just important. So it's also nice to know that I've kind of got that support. Although that is another thing on your list to do, you know, to check in with your coach every single day, to take your photos every single day, or your videos and send them over. So don't be mistaken in terms of like thinking that it's not time intensive to do check-ins, because it's you know, part of my day now. It takes time to get that all sorted. But let's talk about the prep hacks. Let's talk about the diet hacks of what I've implemented today. You might not have actually really paid that much attention to. First and foremost is the intermittent fasting. You know, on my training day, not eating till midday. On rest days, I'm pushing food back till about 2 or 3 o'clock, which is quite substantial in terms of time not eating food, but it just means you have a smaller eating window so that you can just enjoy more food in that smaller space of time, and it is more satiating. I do find that in the mornings as well, because I'm not thinking about food and I know that I'm not having my meal until later on in the day. I just get on with the shit that I have to do. And in order to curb hunger, there's a couple of things that I do utilize, kind of like, if you want, yeah, you can call them a supplement. So caffeine, of course, caffeine, like you've seen, like I do consume a fair bit. So I have probably 2-3 coffees in the morning, 1 can of Monster, and that's about it. On the rest days as well, where I'm having to push food back even further, I actually chew nicotine gum. Nicotine is a nootropic. It does help you focus and it does suppress your appetite. You know, smokers a lot of the time who drink loads of coffee as well, but smokers often suppress their appetite. You see that they can sometimes be a little bit more like skinnier than the average person, and that's because nicotine is an appetite suppressant, especially on check-in days. I always have my clients check in on my rest days, because that means I've got more time in the day to dedicate to them. I spend a huge amount of time in the morning knocking back caffeine, and I do chew nicotine gum to just help me focus and curb my appetite. So obviously, you know, soft drinks, sweet drinks, diet drinks are definitely beneficial. And also another thing, which, you know, is basically self-explanatory there, on my rest days where I have the least amount of food, I tend to give myself the most amount of work to do. Which seems almost counterintuitive, because you'd think I'd want more food to be able to focus, but actually, like on my rest days, the more I can keep myself busy, because I'm not training, the more I can distract myself from the fact that I'm not able to eat. So keeping yourself busy, doing lots of work, is a #1 way to avoid the fact that you're hungry. You know, at the end of the day, you've got to ignore it, because you can't indulge in more food, so you've got to find ways to ignore it. And then just a couple final things, like the thing that I did for my meal #1, where I had a savory bit of my meal and then a sweet bit. Splitting your meals like that, or having something sweet after a savory meal, like almost like maybe like a 10-cal jelly pot after a savory meal, it's a really, really easy way to just kind of tickle your taste buds in different ways and help you feel a little bit more satiated. And please do not forget to sit down and chew your food, to make sure that you are being mindful of how many chews you are giving every single mouthful, to be like literally in that bowl of food. You need to spend that time enjoying it. You need to be in a relaxed state, and you need to make sure that you're appreciating it and just really, really honoring that time where you've got food. Because if you're not, and you're rushing about and you don't appreciate it, because you're limited on food anyway, like it actually just gets to the stage where you're just like, well, shit, I've eaten all my meals today and I didn't even find a fucking second to enjoy them, and it's actually going to drive you to be more food focused in the end. So those are some tips for you, which I have really found have helped me. Now, it is probably about time that I get ready to go and train. I'm going to train legs. Here's another tip, actually, which I have changed recently since gyms have reopened. When gyms reopened 3 weeks ago, I was trying to get my training in around 3 or 4 p.m. in the day, because I thought, do you know what, it's not going to be as busy as the 5 o'clock rush. However, I've actually found if I wait later and get to the gym for about 6:30, 7 after the kind of after work 5 p.m. rush, the gym is quieter. I've had way more food in me, and I actually enjoy training much more then, because when I was training between 3 and 4, it was as everyone started to arrive to the gym. Yeah, just change my training around a little bit to suit my lifestyle a little bit better, which is really important. So I'm going to make up my intra-workout drink. I'm not going to take you guys along this training session with me. However, what I am going to do is I'm going to insert a training video and a training edit that I did with Kay on the week that the gyms opened, and that was a leg session that I did. So I hope that you guys enjoy that one, but firstly, let's make that intra-workout drink. Okay guys, so what you're going to see me make up now is just my intra-workout drink. So I've got some of the Carb HD from HD Muscle, which is just a really fast digesting carbohydrate source. I still keep some carbs in my training window because it's really, really important just to be there to act as that primary fuel source for energy, and I do find that I have noticed a difference in my sessions when I keep my intra carbs in, so I want to try and maintain that as much as possible. I am only having something along the lines of 15 grams of carbs intra, but it's better than nothing in my opinion. I also have my intra EAAs. Of course, you know, you are possibly mitigating some muscle protein breakdown by consuming essential amino acids in your training window. So that is what I will do. Every little bit counts if you do want to be the best possible bodybuilder that you can be. In my opinion, it always, you know, is important to get that extra 1% wherever you can. And then I do also have just a pre-workout. It's a non-stim. This is Pre-HD Elite. It's full of nootropics to just help you focus, but obviously caffeine free because I am training at about 6 to 7 p.m. So that is me ready to go to the gym. So now I'm going to insert the training footage from my leg session a couple of weeks ago, but then I will see you guys when I'm back after my session for the final meal. Right then, I hope that you've just enjoyed the training that you've seen. I am back from training and I have just been sipping on PM priming. I've got a little bit of PM priming in here. Dean St. Mart's. So PM priming is like a sleep formula. Helps bring you down a notch, relaxes you. It's got some excellent compounds in here. Phosphatidylserine, alpha GPC, cortisol control, basically helps chill the fuck out and balances, just kind of, can you tell that it's the end of the day? I'm just waffling. I've just made my cream of rice. You guys have seen me make my cream of rice 1,000,001 times. So cream of rice, peanut butter, dark chocolate. It's actually chocolate mint, so I'm gonna go in with some chocolate mint skinny food syrup. Now, some of you might be thinking that's mental, but I don't give a fuck at this point. I'm just ready to enjoy my food, my vegan food without judgment, okay? And I will just have another scoop of the greens powder, which I showed you earlier, because, you know, hashtag health. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode. I know that you love seeing what I eat, so I've taken you through a little bit of that and just some other bits as well. Drop the video a like if you haven't already, guys. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. There's a lot of you that watch this that aren't subscribed. What? Why? Like, if you're following, you might as well subscribe. Ain't gonna hurt anyone. It's probably just gonna make me happy inside. But yeah, lots of love to you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever point of the day it is. And I'll see you in next week's episode. Much love.